Good evening, Palettes and Mercs. Today we're just going to be chilling out. I need to move that. I thought I set that up. Maybe it just got shifted a little bit when I changed monitors. There we go. Hello, Bash. How are we doing today? This is just going to be a chill stream today. Um, a little bit in the void in the background. Everyone wanted this, so I wanted to see how this would do. I had a look at the Halo video. I made a post about that not too long ago. I'm definitely thinking that that Halo remake is going to be pretty good. Like I don't know if I want to say that just yet. Like it's out there, of course, but I feel like Halo has needed something good in the last like couple of years. So honestly, if it's a remake, it's a remake, and I get that. I don't know. The gameplay looked really good, and some of like the voice acting being redone. I hold my hope with bounds. Again, we can only hope that that's going to be what happens, because I can see this going either way, right? Like it starts off good and then it's Halo Studios, so maybe it falls off a cliff a little bit later. There is Branching Sickness coming out at some point here in the near future. Branching Sickness is a fan game based off of um, Halo 3 ODST, if it was built in the Unreal Engine. So it definitely looks like somebody put a lot of effort and care into that game. There's also a couple of other games I'm looking forward to playing. Forget the name of it off the top of my head. It was this like roguelike game. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. I think it was the reason why I'm like, oh well, I'm having trouble like remembering it is because it's not necessarily I don't remember the name. It's Tales of Magia. So it's a roguelike game that was built like by a couple of people. Excuse me. And the idea is you just have a lot of different classes that you can go through. It's procedurally generated, so essentially the amount of the amount of bosses or just like anything that you can do with it is just almost infinite. And what's also great is this poor little laptop here is gonna be able to run it quite nicely. But before I go down too much of a rabbit hole, how is everyone doing? How is chat doing today? This has been a little bit more of an interesting stream for me because I'm used to just blabbing on endlessly, but I want to make sure that everyone in chat is doing good. Sounds cool. It does, actually. It does. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing like what that offers for the future. Because I've definitely needed more contracts, and that one could definitely be doing really good. I'm kind of glad I didn't do my debut as quickly as everyone else was, because almost everybody in the VTubing space right now, I'm just like sitting back like I'm sitting back in my chair and it's just like messing with the model. I do apologize. Everybody and their mother in the VTubing space is just having a reveal today. Like I'm essentially the only one who's not having their model debut today. It's just like I've seen at least 3 VTubers within the last like 24 hours debut like 2.0, and I'm just sitting here over here going, yeah, I'm gonna wait till the 31st, which by the way, I really need to get that. Everyone's rushing. Maybe they want to do it before the end of the year. I think so. Yeah, I think that's the idea. I was just kind of like, I wasn't necessarily planning on doing uh, a debut, but this model, as you can see, the tracking works, sort of, but like when it comes to like facial, like lips and whatnot, like I have to exaggerate. Like I have to exaggerate when I open my mouth, and it's kind of weird. Like I have to really get the model to like, that maybe don't say that. Maybe don't finish that thought necessarily in the same sentence because that'll definitely get me. That'll definitely be a interesting clip. But I just overall like everybody's doing these debuts. Like one I'm watching like in the background just to support them. This one is Boyu. She's a otter VTuber. I'm just like everybody. Hello, Philip. Welcome in. Welcome in. Is that normal? I've seen another VTuber talk about it. They need to exaggerate it. Maybe that's the case, and I just didn't exactly know um, if I needed to exaggerate it or not. Like, I've just been trying to speak normally, and I just basically end up, um, my character or my model basically doesn't respond to my voice movements. Like, again, this is me exaggerating a little bit. What's your thought? Don't leave us on a cliffhanger. Well, you see, now I've forgotten because my train of thought just went that way. And it's gonna, yeah. Let's see, what else has been in the news lately? What else has been in the works? We are gonna be getting some new equipment soon. New equipment. We are gonna be getting the PC soon. Should be here Monday. Or well, I can go get it on Monday because I had I had gotten I got the PC here, but it's just not here. As in, I could probably go down to the post office and actually probably see the box, but they haven't sorted it, so they don't know where it is in the mess of boxes. So that and the mouse pad. I'm not sure what we were talking about anyways, so oh, I was going on a big rabbit trail about different things. Again, I just open my mind and out comes a whole regiment of thoughts, a whole army of them in just different ways, and I just boing 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 from each point. And I'm just like I've been going all over the place with this, so hopefully it's somewhat entertaining. Again, this is a different sort of stream for me, so honestly, I'm entertained at least. But yeah, no, I've been I've been looking at my model, and on my new model, I've gotten most of the toggles to work. They're on a separate side of the keyboard, so hopefully it doesn't uh bash, 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 please. No. I I'm I haven't necessarily said much about the rules of engagement, but please steer clear of the politics. We're not we're not touching that. That's a no fly zone, please. Uh like, don't get me wrong. You didn't have any way of knowing on that particular front. I essentially I want to have these streams. Fine, fine, fine. Again, I that's nothing against you. I I just want people to be able to leave their baggage at the door and be able to have this time and space to be able to deal with their issues. And I'm honestly, yeah, well, first off, I don't want to be in that sort of space because they get a lot of harassment. And second off, I don't think I should be putting my political opinions out there. Like, again, I'm a merc, right? I'm all over the I'm all over the board when it comes to morality, technically. Right? So, and again, I might roleplay as one, but still at the end of the day, it's like I want people to be able to kind of separate themselves from that. If having something to focus on, Halo on PlayStation. Halo on PlayStation is crazy, chat. I never thought we'd have that day unless it was like a fan mod or something like that. Like, I genuinely thought that somebody would have to. We fought on all sides for the right coin. Exactly. Exactly. And here's the other thing, right? I I think that there should be places on the internet, like, again, just spaces where people can just exist, right? It's just a neutral space. Like, again, not like, oh, it's a safe space. No, it's just a neutral zone. You know how when you walk into town in your PV, like maybe not PvP, like maybe like Warcraft, for example. Even though I haven't played Warcraft, and I know a lot of people may find that weird. It's like I've played Skyrim like everyone else, and basically everybody's heard of Warcraft and either played it or dismissed it. I've just kind of been like, that looks cool, and then I never play it. But anyways, you walk into town and it's just kind of it's an okay place to be. That's where I want these streams to be. It's like everyone can walk in and just kind of coexist. That's really what I want for these streams. But yeah, Halo on PlayStation. I thought somebody was going to have to mod a PlayStation in order to get um the PlayStation to run Halo. I never thought it was going to be like an actual port to the PlayStation. I would never imagine Xbox would go the route of Sega and go multi-platform. I'm kind of surprised too, but again, it leans into my theory that they were trying to, and again, I will say this until the day I die. I think Microsoft and Xbox to boot have had a history of ingenious ideas, right? They've had they've had ingenious ideas when it comes to their products, not marketing products. However, they're always 3 steps behind in marketing because what Xbox was trying to do, and they did it in the worst way possible, was that they were trying to take the Xbox and they were trying to say, this is no longer hardware. This is no longer a device that you plug in and you use. This is now a cloud-based system, or this is a cloud-based system on every single device. This is an Xbox, this is an Xbox, this is an Xbox. Like they were doing in their ads. The problem is that they shifted the price of hardware and cloud gaming way too quickly to adjust for that. Nobody expected any less of Xbox. That's very true, yeah. Went to Cybertron today, didn't get anything too expensive this time. Just a Japanese Pokemon pack and a Rumi keychain. I mean, it sounds like that was a good time at least. What's the difference between the regular Pokemon packs and the Japanese ones? Are there any like rare cards? Again, this one. Please forgive my ignorance. I kind of have like a passing interest in Pokemon, and I've wanted to get a little bit more into it. Xbox is now merely the way towards more cloud gaming services for cloud services from Microsoft. Yes. However, I think that's the way like all companies are going for with cloud-based services anyways. Or like just I think that's the way gaming is going to go in general. And again, clip it. Let's see if I'm wrong. Because I think the hardware for a lot of these for a lot of people is slowly getting so powerful and like outside of even like tech enthusiast ranges that you get to the point where you can run any game that you want on a cloud-based service. And again, this isn't going to be the next like 5-10 years. I think this is going to be more like 15. It's just a different language, and the RNG seems to be different too. I got the Terrapagzo X, the postcard of this specific line. Okay. If I ever went over to Japan, which, again, on behalf of every single American, I want to say I am deeply sorry that we have been terrible, terrible guests when we come over there. Not all of us, mind you, but a lot of us. I'm specifically thinking of a couple of YouTubers who went over there and, well, they were very rude and very, very controversial for content. But we won't name them here, because I don't want to get blasted off the internet. Not this early, at least. Let's see here. But yeah, cloud games are cloud-based services for gaming. While you Americans aren't very welcome abroad, it's a bit exaggerated. So what I've learned essentially is that if you don't want to be associated with that crowd, you basically just kind of walk in, like, and you just kind of really just be like welcome to the idea that, hey, there's different customs in different places, and just actually just ask and be like, hey, I'm a dumb American. Like, like, how do I adapt to this custom? Hello, Den. Welcome in. Sorry I'm late, just got home. No worries, no worries. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Which is honestly very full art card, so I'm satisfied. I I've been getting into art a little bit more. I know, I probably shouldn't, but I went down the route of display for some of my artwork. One of them right here to my right is a Backrooms poster. This one specifically of my favorite level, um, level 34, the pool rooms. I may have gotten that wrong. It's been a little bit since I've been into the lore. Um, but good. Ooh, I think that stream went offline. Not mine, thankfully. At least not yet. I hope a chatting stream doesn't go offline. Nuisance streamers have been a huge problem these days. There's been a couple of them that have just been mm-mm, mm-mm. They've been a bunch of rotten eggs. The Rumi keychain in particular, because I couldn't find the Miku X cinnamon roll keychain at Five Below. Everyone loves everyone loves her. Is it just me? Or have I seen her? Like, I have seen her everywhere, but I've never seen the original channel pop up in my feeds. Like, it's almost like Tony Stark with like the new Spider-Man, like the I was gonna say Tobey Maguire, but that's not right. He's the I can't say that. He was I was gonna say he's the old Spider-Man, but he's the good. He's the best. He's the best. He is like the first or second Spider-Man, like really good Spider-Man. There's the newest Spider-Man, and then I wasn't a big fan of Andrew Garfield myself. Oh, wait, the Vo Vocoid is still epic. Shame, maybe I'll have better luck next time. Hopefully they will. It is, but the fans aren't as active as they once were. So did she like end up graduating or something? I'm an independent VTuber, so I would have no idea about that. Like no corporation will own my soul. Not again. That could have been bad the first time. I still found a Rumi keychain at Cybertron for just as cheap, so I got that to compromise. That's good, at least. My cable is gone. Well, this has been on the charger for a little bit, so hopefully this mic doesn't die. I mean, this stream is probably not going to be like, I don't think this stream's going to be as long as some of my others, but I mean, it is me. I definitely have a lot of energy in me, and I can go for a very long time. There you go, chat. It took what, 25 minutes? Is that a record for me? Not again. Sounds like some cool stories. Chat, chat. It's probably a record over here. Vocaloid is a voice synthesizer program. Miku is a voice pack for that. Probably not going to be long. We'll see. I have a lot of energy in me, and I can. This is like. This is essentially my interaction for the day. As awful as that sounds, I'm still like kind of tied to the old place that I'm supposed to be, and Cousin loves KDH a whole lot. Gonna surprise her with it once I'm in Florida. Family returns from their cruise on Monday. That is awesome. So, is that like a cruise around the Bahamas or something? That's that's a that's a big that's a huge cruise. Good for them. And also have a little bit of coffee on standby. Just stretching a little bit. But my plans, at least for the next week, um, I do want to I do want to think about that a little bit since I haven't necessarily said anything necessarily about the debut. I've been a little all over the place recently, just trying to take it day by day. Uh we are still going to do the debut, the 2.0 debut on the 31st on Halloween. That is still happening. Um I do I do want to see what backrooms games we can play for Halloween. That's gonna be that's gonna be huge for sure. The new PC is showing up. Um, gonna be playing a lot of older games, but I want to see what chat thinks about that, like sort of direction, and we'll go from there. I find the anime pretty cool. I've always want to watch Vocaloid, but I procrastinate. Maybe tomorrow. Bash. I know you're probably gonna go to bed after this, but tomorrow, tomorrow, I want you to set an alarm, or at least tonight. So in the morning, it reminds you to watch that anime. And we're going to check in on you tomorrow because I'm going to be here. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be here too. And we're just going to slowly push you towards that a little bit. I don't want your dreams to be dreams. It's a Disney cruise, actually. 3-day hop over from the cruise line's private island. This day and age, I don't know about private. I don't know about private islands. Okay, to be fair, that joke may have been a little bit too on the nose. I do apologize, especially what I said after what I said to Bash earlier. But maybe I was making a joke about The Incredibles. Let's go with that one. Seen the new Halo trailer yet? I have, and I am cautiously surprised that it was. I loved the gameplay, and I know a lot of Halo fans. Yes, ma'am. Good boy, Bash. Uh, okay. Political jokes can be funny. Hey, no, no. I, I, I did make a joke, but I, I was. We're gonna go with I was joking about the Incredibles. You know, Syndrome's private island. We're just gonna go with that. But the Halo trailer. A couple of things that came to mind. I loved how I loved how the graphics were updated. The graphics seem to be more on par with Halo Infinite instead of just like a Reach overlay, which is pretty stellar actually. I think they work well for the original Halo. Um, let's see here. Wait, what? I have bad hearing. Please repeat that. Good boy, Bash. God, now I'm choked up. Look at what you've done, Bash. You've broken me. Congratulations. Anyways, um, The Warthog got updated as well. That was another thing that stood out. There, you can literally sit on the back of the you can literally sit on the back of the Warthog with the almost where the turret is. So you can basically just ride on the lip of the truck. And I'm sitting there going, that is a beautiful change. It doesn't break anything. It's beautiful. Hope that the next Combat Evolve remaster is the way forward for the next Halo games. I think it's going to be. For better for worse, I think it's going to be. I just here's what here's what I'm concerned about with this being an Unreal Engine game, right? 343 or Halo Studios, whatever you wish to call it, you have to nail you have to nail you have to nail the performance. If nothing else, nail the performance. Look at Borderlands 4 over here with their CEO, and basically just take that as a roadmap of what not to do about Halo. That has to perform decently well on release. It has to hit 60 frames per second on release. 30 for consoles, but we'll get there with that. Let's see what else. There was armor abilities added to the remaster of Halo CE. As an OG fan, and as somebody who loved Halo Reach specifically, that was... So I entered during the era of, like, between, like, 3 and Reach. So I was towards the golden age and, like, the send-off for Halo. Oh, Bash. Behave. Gearbox went the Wazy layout optimizations. Look. I want to stress something about Gearbox. They have never been good at optimizations at all. And the reason I say this is because the 2004 port of Halo 2 was essentially unplayable, and that was the only version I had of Halo 2 for a good while. I had Halo CE for the original Xbox, and then I had it on PC, which was playable, but again, the graphics weren't nearly as good as the original game on the Xbox, and that was the port. Like, again, every port off of Halo was based on Gearbox's version, which was so dry and artistically devoid, unlike the original Halo. And I never forgave them for that one, by the way. Because the art style just got completely ruined for the first Halo. But for the second one, it was so bad of a port. There was a mission towards the end, the one I got stuck on the main campaign. I think it was Halo 2, Gravemind. The flashlight didn't work. Well, okay, it works, it turns on, but it's like you're either flashbanged or you can't see anything. So the way I beat the game the first time was that I had an energy sword out in one hand and basically used the light of the sword to guide me to the door. And that's the reason why I have the least experience with Halo 2. until the Master Chief Collection, and then I started to be more okay with the game. Speaking of optimizations, how to optimize Minecraft. My frames are dying in Minecraft. Render distance is going to be a huge thing. Any VSync, anything like that's going to help make sure that your frames aren't dying. And yeah, I would just go into your settings and start turning off anything um that's too graphically demanding. I do apologize. I need to take a quick break. I will be back shortly. I do apologize. I'll be right back. Hello, chat. Sorry about that. Something did not agree with me. Chat is free to do shenanigans. Oh god, what did you do while you were gone? Only time Gearbox had any were good was Brothers in Arms or 2 games, although I never had any problem with Battleborn. I don't think I will. Yeah, unfortunately I did take a little bit long. I do apologize. Here. What contracts would y'all want to see this week? Because I'm thinking once the new PC shows up, I definitely want to do like Fallout for sure, Skyrim, and then Titanfall 2 Ultimate is now only €3. Scoop that up immediately. Immediately. Do it now. That is a steal. And good hunting, pilot. The Ronin sword now transferred to you, pilot. Much shenanigans I've had with the Ronin Titan, for sure. On it. There you go, Philip. There you go. I even got a few. I almost never do this for most of the games I play, so you know Titanfall 2 has got a special place in my heart. I did get some of the skins for that game. I got the Prime Titan, the Ion Titan, and the Scorch Titan. And then for some reason, I decided to just go all out with the Ronin Titan. To be fair, I've always been more of a Legion or a Tome player. I could see that, yeah. I used to dominate with that thing in multiplayer. I was never a great, like, boots on the ground pilot. Like, I sucked at the Coliseum gameplay, like, don't even get me started there, right? But if you asked me to get in an Ion Titan and then chase down the enemy team, relentlessly hounding them with the Ion Titan, oh, I can do that. I used to be scary in that thing because as soon as you would go to eject, you would obviously try to pick like nuclear or stealth ejection, right? Well, the problem is that you go in a straight line when you eject. So you're going straight up at about 200 miles an hour. Probably less, but say terminal velocity is like 120. Okay? You're going about 120. You're going straight up into the air, and all I have to do, even if you're cloaked, is I follow a straight line with the ion shot, wait for you to go about to the apex of your flight, and then snipe you out of the sky with the charged shot. People accuse me of cheating. That one time in my entire time playing video games, that is the one time I have been called a cheater. I'm just like, no, it's just, the Ion Titan is just that broken. And then about a week later, they reduced the reticle size from like pretty big to a little bit smaller, so you wouldn't just be able to like track them as easy. But it's like, you eject in a straight line, so I don't know what you expect. Like, maybe move a little bit when you eject. But, yeah, good times with the Ion Titan. The Scorch Titan I got introduced to, and I was a little on the fence. Skill issue. Oh, yeah, no, it was a definite skill issue on their part. Like, it sucks, don't get me wrong. Like, I think it's kind of broken too, but like at the same time, maybe move a little bit so that way you don't get one shot by a Ion Titan. Like, maybe do that. Um, the Scorch Titan I got introduced to by a friend of mine, and they were like, "Oh yeah, the Scorch Titan is actually really goated in Frontier Defense." I'm like, "Really?" So we go over there. We try to get this Scorch Titan to work, and it's working really well, admittedly. Mercury, hello, how's it going? Is going fantastic. How about yourself? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, there's a new person in town. There is. But yeah, the Scorch Titan mainly relies on like the gas traps or like I guess like gas explosives or whatever. And then the then the thermite launcher, which had a lot more shots in that particular. I'm good. I just came back from listening to music. Ooh, what sort of music? What you listening to? I'm a big fan of Nightcore myself. It's a guilty pleasure. What genre? Some good stuff? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. But yeah, the Scorch Titan definitely was absolutely overpowered for the Frontier Defense. And then once you added like thermal protection, so that way you didn't burn up in your own thermite, it was pretty good. Mostly 70s R&B, soul, funk, disco, 80s rock, metal, and 90s EDM. That's quite the list. Unfortunately, a lot of the songs I know are more just like random, like one-shot wonders in that list. Good stuff for sure. Oh, absolutely. I feel like I never really got. That's the thing. I kind of like music, but I never like. How do I put this? It's that I've never really found a genre outside of like obviously here you have like Skyrim soundtrack. Thanks. I've always loved songs with groove and soul. That's the thing. I like there's like some songs I listen to and all that, but I've never really found like I've never really had a way of like discovering like I've never had a discovery outside of like a random selection of songs that I like from like Nightcore, obviously. Um, but a lot of one-hit wonders from the 70s make a huge impact, even though they didn't last very long. That's true. That's true. One of them lives on in infamy that we all know. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Yeah, I always find myself going back to a few old songs that just hit for me. And usually, like, the only, like, good discovery, Nightcore is fast-paced. It just, it hits in a way that, like, what was it? I think it was, there's just a lot of songs under that umbrella that really just, uh, it, they're so good. Rick Ashley is great, though. Oh, he is. Oh, he is. One example would be The Hustle by Van McCoy in 1975. I started the party with this song, so my relatives enjoyed it. Didn't think I'd get rickrolled by our Merc. Yes, Never Gonna Give You Up is Rick Ashley is overplayed, which makes it unenjoyable, although it's a good song. It is a good song. Yeah, I mean, chat, you, you didn't think I would pass up an opportunity to rickroll you, did you? Hmm? I would always, I would always take a chance to rickroll my chat just a little bit, just a little bit. Got to keep you on your toes for sure. See, outside of Nightcore, I would say my favorite music has been like a little bit of 3 Days Grace. Like, uh, what have I been listening to lately? I've been listening to Glory Hammer, which so a lot of people are probably not going to know who that is. That's a power metal band, and Majestic has been a one that is um that don't phase me. Uh, Mercury, like, don't get me wrong. I wasn't trying to target you. I was I was more trolling the rest of my chat here because they've had a few shenanigans over here. They've had a few shenanigans every now and then. I find rock versions of Nightcore are pretty good. My favorite Ashley song is for Brother Together. I'm gonna have to look that one up now because I don't know that one. But yeah, Glory Hammer for sure because I got in about the second album, the Chaos Wizards. So essentially, it's the story of a prince who's trying to defeat evil. A pretty standard story, right? And honestly, the shenanigans in there are just, it's so good. It's so stupid, but at the same time, it's just so, it, it's so wonderful. It, ah, fantastic. Debatable adventure over on Twitch. You're a likely ban evader and restricted. Maybe, take your shenanigans and get out of here because you have violated the rules of engagement. We can listen to Forever Together on stream. Chat. There's a reason I'm playing Skyrim music and not something else right now. I want to listen to I Went Out by Halloween 1988. I enjoyed it. No, the copyright. Yeah, the copyright will absolutely destroy this stream, which, by the way, this is not a normal stream. This is just me, like, having a quick chat with everyone here. I don't even know if quick's gonna be the right word for it, because we're an hour in, and I'm honestly having fun, so... But yeah, no, the copyright will absolutely hammer this stream. Actually, I don't even focus on lyrics when I listen to music. For me, it depends. It's, sometimes I like enjoying the lyrics because, some of the songs I listen to, I wonder if I could, speaking of music, I want to try something. I want to try something for you, chat. It's the first time I have ever done anything like this, so please bear with me. Where did my headphones go? This will be a little bit of crazy shenanigans over here. Can I not get that notification, please? Thank you. But, okay, my phone's being difficult. Give me just a second, chat. Oh, it wants to connect. No, don't do that, please. Okay, there we go. Now I'm hyped. Let's see here. I want to see something real quick. Oh, okay, this'll work. Don't mind me, chat. I'm just doing some shenanigans over here. If you wonder what other types of songs I'm into, one second. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I just want to see if I can get the chorus for this song up. This is a Destiny 2 rap, by the way. Titanfall is purchased. I wonder how it'll play on the Intel GPUs. It's an older game, so I wonder if it'll it should run pretty good. Like if it'll run on integrated graphics, it should be fine. Here we go. It's the first time I've done this, so please bear with me here. Hold on to hope, I'm homeward bound. In the darkest of night, there's light to be found. A spark will be born. Shine through the shadow of doubt. Like I said, that's the first time I've done that sort of thing. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. But yeah, this one's Destiny 2 rap Fireborn by JT. Some of the lyrics from these particular songs I just really enjoy. Let me see here. Sabaton isn't Sabbath though. Oh, Sabaton's ooh, Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden's really good. Although I haven't listened to too many of their songs. Sabaton I am very familiar with. It was pretty good. I know. Aw, thank you. Give me one. You feel this fire? Now the light is burning. With my future, I'll show them I am worthy. To those who fly too close to the sun, you will become fireborn. Hold on to hope, I'm homeward bound. In the darkest of night, there's light to be found. The hero is born. Shine through the shadow of doubt. Hold on to hope, I'm homeward bound. In the darkest of night, there's light to be found. The hero is born of fire. Shine through the shadow of doubt. Have you listened to A Line with Giants by JT? I have. I've listened to a lot of their songs. One second. Unfortunately, my voice is not quite 100%. Well known, Taki. What's up? Oh, we're just chatting. We're just chatting today. I'm finding a few songs and entertaining chat a little bit with my singing a little bit. Let's see here. Is there any one of these songs from JT that you'd be interested in chat? Because I don't know if any of these I would particularly like. I like a lot of them, so this is like my bread and butter when it comes to like specifically Andrea Storm's like chorus lines. I was feeling lonely, so I just typed to talk to me, and your stream popped up. Aw, yeah, we're just hanging out, and more or less for the streams that I do, anyways. I will definitely be talking to chat. So I want to listen to a rock song anthem from the 80s. I don't know if I could do the lyrics to any of those, but um, yeah, it's definitely a lot of good ones from that time period. I feel like JT is less likely to come by and be like, Bandhammer. You came to the right stream then, Taki. JT did sound like 80s power metal and heavy metal. True, true. Yep. Let's see. I'm gonna finish this and I'm gonna get some tea. Give me 1 second, chat. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're just doing some. Yeah, we're just sitting here kind of gathering our thoughts a little bit. A lot of the talk's been about Halo and the new trailer that just came out recently. And then I think from there it kind of devolved into Xbox, and then now we're now into the subject of music, which a lot of these there is actually one rap I could do all the way if you want me to, chat. There is a JT rap that I could do all the way through. Let's see here, where was it? JT music, Doom Eternal. The first Doom Eternal rap I could do all the way through. I always start any 80s party with a rock metal anthem like Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, 1986, and then The Final Countdown by Europe, 1986. So, okay, here's a question. So, The Final Countdown, that's are there two different versions of that song? Because I've heard of that song, but I might be thinking of a different version because I feel like I am. So I definitely feel like there was two different versions of that one. Also, I've definitely been looking around a little bit, and I think there was something about the oh, here's something I wanted to talk about. I saw an ad that's the only version of that song. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. I got an ad yesterday. I got an ad for Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I have it here again. I was so I was so upset when I saw this ad because it starts off with a space launch. Okay, it's I think there's only one version of the Final Countdown. Okay. I thought so, but I just I didn't know if that would have been the same version of it, but the specific ad that I'm thinking about for Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was the Replacer launch trailer. I don't I that ad pissed me off so much. It's like you get this rocket launch, there's some celebrities in the cab, um and the first face that they show for a Black Ops 7 trailer is Jake Paul. Jake Paul. I am just sitting here going, but why? Just, why? Why would you use him of all people? Like, it's just okay, okay, I guess. And their suits aren't even sealed properly. So the moment that one of them just gets straight ejected from the space shuttle, and everyone's suits aren't even close to being sealed. Like, it's not even like, oh well, their helmets are like messed up or whatever. No, it looks like they went to space. It looks like the set of like somebody going to space, but they're also about to film like a very naughty scene afterwards because they have these like tank top shirts and just like strapped into this chair like it's an amusement park ride. Like, it's just so that was bad enough. And then it cuts over to these two like answering the phone from their boss, who's the now captain of this space shuttle. They're like, yeah, you're the replacer now, don't mess this up. And then they get into this car like this is like a James Bond movie, and it's like, I just I ugh. And then it's like, and then I was just waiting. I was like, this must be an April Fool's, out of season's April Fool's joke, right? Straight out of Diablo, right? There was no gameplay footage in that entire trailer, which fine, okay, maybe it was like one of those special ads where there's no gameplay. Maybe it was an all fluff commercial. I get it. I get that. But what did any of that have to do with Call of Duty? What did any of that have to do with Call of Duty? Everything I just said in the last like 60 seconds. What did that have to do with Call of Duty? What did that have to do with 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 taking down the likes of Magaroff? The epic story of like say Soap and Captain Price, which I know Soap's dead in this new timeline. Spoilers if you haven't played Modern Warfare 3, even though well, not the not the old one, the new one is the one I'm talking about specifically, right? Um I just I just I'm so upset I'm so upset that they would ever put out a trailer like this. I don't necessarily have an issue with, like, I could care less about the actors. Where's the gameplay? Where's the relevance? What do we do with that? I just came back from listening to You've Done Nothing by Stephen Wonder, 1974, Respect Yourself by Stapler Singers, 1972, and 92 Arguments by OJ, 1972. Ooh. I'm gonna have to listen to a lot of songs. Like, I'm gonna have to listen to all these songs when I get off of stream. I still have, like, a little bit in my, watch later category I need to have a look at as well. I completely checked out of Advanced Warfare when I heard the F1 champion, Lewis Hamilton as a mechanic. Advanced Warfare, I thought it was bland. Like, I thought the story was okay. Like, I talk about some music only. Yeah, again, I'm definitely gonna have to get a little bit more educated about music in that particular regard, because I do have talent. I was in choir for a while. I was definitely in the if you can ask me to suggest any 70s music, I'd be glad to. If you could put a few recommendations, I'll definitely go back through the chat and, like, look that up later. My watch list is filled to the brim, but as always, it's gonna be watched tomorrow. For me, it's like, I'll usually watch it, or I'll be like, I need to add this to my watch later because I don't have time. I'm about to go on stream because okay. If you ever wonder why I'm a little late, or like like I'll start at 5 and it'll stay like, oh, starting now. It's like, no matter what, I will always be setting up about 10 minutes early. Which doesn't always mean that I will quite get there. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I should start and make people wait like 5 minutes in order for the stream to start. But on the other hand, it usually just gets, I usually end up late anyways, so it doesn't really matter. I should probably do that anyway. I should probably, like, have it start early instead of late. Music started in Africa and developed into America, Brazil, and then later years, Europe, Japan, and UK. It's definitely expanded a lot over the years. Oh, and if you see me, this is something that, um, I almost never, explain sometimes, but if you see me look down, oh, New Call of Duty ran out of things to do the way they want to. Paul who? Jake Paul. Yeah, yeah, it's those guys. But if you see me looking down, like my desk sometimes, it usually because I'm messing with a hat a little bit, and you might be thinking, oh, well, that's a little weird. I love the Velcro on the back of it. I'm just gonna be straight up with you. I love the Velcro on this particular hat. Like, I don't know if anyone else has, like, a same, like, I don't know how to describe it, like, texture sensation, but every single time that I rub this particular, um when, like, my finger, like, scrapes across it a little bit, it's a almost comforting sensation. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's like that tactile feedback is just, it's calming to me. And I don't know if that's like weird or if that's like normal. Because I haven't heard anyone else. I only know Aether, Franklin, McFadden, and Whitehead, S. Spinners, James Brown. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look into this. That's gonna be a wide music range to go into. My mother gifted me a hat a few years ago. I love every time it touches my skin. A fidget fiddle toyish. I yeah, I do have one of those. It's around here somebody. Oh yeah, I do have like a fidget cube. As if anyone would be surprised, right? You ready? You ready for some ASMR? Let me see if I can find that one button. There it is. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. This mic is not set up for ASMR. As if anybody couldn't already tell. But yeah, I do have a fidget cube. I wish I had a fidget toy. Those are like $6 off of those are like $6 off of Amazon for like a fidget cube. I I almost want like a bigger one with more like gadgets or something like that. I won't be here for long. I have to go and make breakfast now, but I hope we can share some musical interests. Bye, everyone. Bye, Mercury. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy breakfast. Heard barely anything. Yeah, again, this mic is not set up for ASMR. And see you next time. Yeah, this mic is not quite set up for that. Maybe if I like popped it like real loud, you might be able to hear it, but yeah, the surrounding voice blocker was quite strong. Yeah, this thing probably needs that, because if I was to go the peach pie, Pied Piper pied, all those p sounds are definitely gonna be blowing up the microphone a little bit. And honestly, the way that I said that kind of sounds a little suspicious, but you know, um, we don't take it that way. We don't take it that way. I'm looking at my model for a second. I'm just like, okay, it is working correctly, but if I go real fast, it's like it's a little choppy for some reason. As I'm sure my laptop's probably just taking off like a jet engine. I want you to hear this for a second. This is gonna be very professional. Actually, no, you probably can't even hear it. Yeah, we don't take it that way at all. We we'd hear the jet engine of a laptop. I mean, honestly, the what's weird about this thing is that it's either like the fans are running a little bit, or it'll just run a little bit louder and then just completely die, as like the Mech Warrior 5 stream did. And that was a hard, like, um, that was a hard, like, VRAM. The VRAM cache was just filled, and Mech Warrior just went No, we're done here. We're just done. Which, I don't think I've ever seen my laptop just stop like that. I mean, sure, we've had a couple of issues with, oh, say like Titanfall or something like that, but a simple reboot could fix all those issues. But no, MechWarrior 5 just absolutely, that contract just broke my equipment. I wonder if my laptop has been permanently altered because of that. She's still gonna see some service though, even once the new computer gets here, because I do need something to read chat off of. So this laptop is ceremoniously going to be ceremoniously semi-retired to chat. Essentially, it's going to have the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat. I don't know about Kick, but honestly, I probably should be looking more towards Kick because I don't even know. Like, I've wanted to do multi-streaming, but I'm mostly focused on YouTube anyways. Like, that's where I drive all of that's where I drive all of my traffic to anyways. So it's like from all the shorts. So it's like, I don't know. Mech Warrior Tank, the old Shelly. Yeah, yeah, it definitely took out this thing. Like, I don't know. Some of the things that have happened with like TwitchCon and all that, like with the platform as a whole, I I don't know about Twitch. I a part of me a part of me is sitting here going, I I do want to continue streaming on the platform. I don't want to just be like, oh, well, Twitch is a bad platform, like altogether, and just pack up and move on. Like that's really going to make a difference. But at the same time, I can't necessarily just sit here and be like, I feel like just continuing on and streaming is kind of like, I don't know, like I feel like it's just kind of a quiet acceptance of what the platform has done. And again, I don't I'm mostly speaking to my YouTube audience here. Like I just hit like 21 followers on Twitch. Like I'm barely even an affiliate at this point. So it's like it doesn't matter to me if I lose that channel. Oh no. Oh no. I lost I lost my platform because in my opinion, just do whatever the heck you want. Chat, you are 100% correct on that. I just a part of me a part of me wants to keep the Twitch platform, um my Twitch account, just so we can do like interactive streams, because there's a lot I want to do, especially with like charity streams. I know, yes, I'm a merc, but there are some cases where even I'm going like, that's a cause I want to help. That one over there, yep, yep, that one. I want to do that. I want to have interactable elements. Give Kick a few more months before you kick to the curb. Yeah, I haven't been live on there for a little bit because, well, unfortunately, that takes a lot of CPU usage, which somebody can't necessarily handle too well. Although I can't say that to the poor old thing, not too much, because again, this was this was this beauty right here was designed specifically for me going on the ship, because I thought I was going on a ship soon, and like I was going to be departing for a different I thought I was going to a different station at first. That no longer seems like the case, because there's been all sorts of like, so there was a little bit of confusion in my contract, specifically because I was originally supposed to be an air traffic controller. Here's a little bit of lore for you. When I was in the Navy, well, I still am, but getting out. I was originally supposed to be an air traffic controller. I got through the first and second block. The second block was a little bit more difficult because, without giving too much detail, because again, not entirely sure what I'm allowed to say, just to keep things safe. They run you through simulations and whatnot to make sure that you're good to go for that particular job. I got to the radar portion of the third part, and for the life of me, when I looked at that screen, when I looked at that radar, the bottom's supposed to be the right, and then top's supposed to be the left. I would nail it the first time, I would mess it up the second, and then the third time I would nail it. And one thing was very apparent when all my instructors looked at that, when they looked at my simulation. I would make one wrong call, and then the simulation would spiral into a snowball from there. My lesson from that was that I needed to calm down and actually be oh, we can wait a few decades for this story can go public. Well, okay, none of this is like well, none of like the general details are classified, right? None of this is really, like, again, 90% of this, like, again, the majority of this you can just Google, right? And honestly, any of the details just don't need to be explained, right? Because again, like, I'm just saying, like, in very general terms what happened. Like, I'm not going into specifics or anything like that. So none of this is an issue as far as this is concerned. Just general details, not an issue. Again, you can Google this and figure out what you would be doing for that particular job. I'm just saying in general terms what happened. What was happening with my tests, but my lesson from all that was that I really need to calm down when I made a mistake and just correct it and be honest with myself, and not just honest, but like gentle with myself when it came to those things. It's like, be gentle with myself, take a second to breathe, and just make sure that I can turn that back around so that way I can continue on the present course, because again, I'm doing fine. Like, again, I'm doing good. I just messed up that one call, and then everything snowballed from there because I'm freaking out. And honestly, I believe that's a good message for everybody. Give me 1 second, chat. Yeah, sorry, my voice is still a little bit shot, but Oh well. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to some of the newer contracts and generally just a new PC because I imagine the singing didn't help your throat. Um, it, yeah, probably fine on that one. I'm gonna see if I can get some medicine soon. They just, again, it, if I, if I want to go get an appointment, it would still be like a couple of months. And by then I could probably get some medicine so I can at least try to get a little bit better. So I'll see if I can go by the store, get myself some like Mucinex or something. Again, I'm not sponsored by the big pharma, so you don't have to worry about that. No corporate ties here, just no warm up. Can't it, currently. I, yeah, you are right on that one. That's insane. Just a regular checkup requires months. America's cooked, plain and simple. Oh, um, let me clarify something on that, by the way. I have TRICARE, which is a military or like kind of like government sort of healthcare, right? So TRICARE, I basically don't have to pay while I'm active in the service. I don't have to pay anything. Um, Actually, no, I don't think that's entirely right. I think I have to pay a little bit for it, but it's like 40 bucks a month, something like that. Essentially, right, I don't have to pay for any of my doctor's visits or anything like that. Um, it's comparable it's comparable in a sense to a lot of other countries when it comes to like free healthcare, essentially. If you were to go with a basic healthcare plan for America, I think it gets into bronze, silver, and gold tier healthcare plans. I think the basic one was close to, I think the silver one was like 400 a month, something like that. Oh, and you still have to pay for like copay, the copay for visits, the medicine. It's like a reduced cost, but like it's just like it's gotten to the point where it's almost better to take your prescription and go to like a generic brand medicine and go and fill your subscription there. Guess not much will happen until the big boy club opens up again. Mm, I don't even chat. I don't even want to think about that. It's completely nonsensical having to have the right of living, breathing behind a paywall. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let this conversation go. Um, I completely agree. I completely agree with that. Uh, I'm gonna rein this stream back in, but I will say this. I will say this. I am definitely planning on moving to a different country after once I get the chance. I am definitely thinking about moving to a different country. I'm thinking I I've been kind of thinking about moving to Canada, but the problem with that Oddly enough, give me 1 second, chat. I do apologize. The problem with that, which is kind of funny, is that there's talk of a big part of Canada just breaking off and joining the United States. I don't know what has happened to that since, but the thing that it's not necessarily America. It's not like America is a single eyesore out of 200 countries on Earth. That's true. Yeah. I just, I don't know where those talks have gone, but I'm kind of concerned that I'm concerned that I would immigrate over there, right? Moving country is a big life change. Oh, it is. And I have thought about it, and I do want to, um, for a lot of different reasons, but at the end of the day, I'm just sitting here going, if I immigrate, right? If I immigrate, get everything squared away, and then start my journey to become a permanent resident of I'm pretty sure that died out. I hear from that's what he wants, obviously, but Canada refused, so it's safe. Yeah, I'm definitely looking into that. But I'm also thinking, like, if if I was to move to Canada, I I was looking over some of the PR requirements. You have to know the national anthem and um be like really involved into Canada's history, which makes sense, right? I I 1 second. I am well, my voice is slowly dying. I think this'll 1 second. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it like up to 2 hours, and then I think I'm gonna call it. Give me 1 second. But yeah, voice got the gremlins. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, 1 second. Ah, this is terrible. Does Canada have a particular language, like a national language, other than English? Because the only one I can think of other than that is like French, but I'm not entirely sure. Again, it's one of those things where it's been in the back of my mind. I've done some research on the page itself to be like, if I want to be a resident of there, basically, like, I'd either have to like submit a package like, hey, this is why I'm coming over here, like why I would want to, all that. Have to have a passport and all that. Have to be there like a permanent resident, in order to become a citizen for. I'd have to be like a permanent resident for like 3 years or something. But one of the things I didn't quite understand is the language specifically. The official language is both English and French, but there's a bunch of indigenous languages. Okay. I wouldn't mind trying to learn French, even if it was something I did for like 30 minutes a day, just to be like, hey, I am legitimately trying to try to be like an actual good faith candidate for becoming a citizen of Canada at some particular point. Like, again, this is like 5 years down the road, but like, I mean, I would at least want to live there with the knowledge that I was a good choice for a citizen. Like, I would want to at least show a good faith effort, what with learning the language, learning the national anthem, and then the history side of things. I think that would definitely make for a good stream as well. Trying to test my knowledge of French and history of Canada, if that's something I seriously want to pursue. I'm currently studying French, and it's a fucking pain in the ass. I've never wanted to see this shit again after I'm done next year. I feel like that's how I was with Spanish, but I know there's a bit of a controversy around it, but I did download Duolingo again. I wanted to see if I could just like study French a little bit. I at least have a tool to kind of like help with learning the language. Again, I don't think it's necessarily like this is all-encompassing like good way to learn French or a different language, but it is a tool at least. It is a tool that I can use to study French and become better at it, even if it's just me practicing for like 30 minutes a day. That still shows initiative and effort for learning that particular language. Learning a third language is tough enough. I took Spanish. I don't know if I'm good at Spanish. Like, El gato is rosa. That's basically all you're getting out of me at that point. Duo's gone downhill since they moved more into AI. How do I say this? How do I say this in a way that doesn't... Okay. I think the way they went about it, I think the way they used AI to like cut like all of their staff was a horrible move. Yeah, I heard about that. Lucky I was out of Duolingo before that. I hate the fact that they cut their staff. Like, if you want to use AI to help with like different dialects or something like that to help like streamline making your language learning a different language more optimal, then sure. But I just, why would you cut all of those people? It doesn't make sense, because at the end of the day, that's like trying to use that's like taking a ruler. AI is the tool, not the employee. Exactly. It's like trying to take a ruler. It's like trying to take a ruler in carpentry and going, this ruler, this is all that I need in my toolbox. You see, I can file down the sides here and then I can make it into a saw. So that way I can cut this piece of lumber. You see the flat side of this thing. I can just whack this nail into place with a fucking ruler and watch as it splinters all over the place. Taking measurements, I can definitely do that. I can definitely do that. That's what it was made for. It doesn't make sense, and these companies are trying to force AI into these places that, like the saw, like the hammer analogy with this ruler, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. It was never designed for that. And at the end of the day, it's like, could you use it in that way? If you absolutely desperately needed to. But again, there's a lot of resources out there. Everything is a nail when you have a hammer. True. Well, AI doesn't take hundreds of thousands of years. AI doesn't take hundreds of thousands per year, nor does it complain. It works 24/7, the perfect tool. Who needs meat bags? Well, you see, the problem with that, at least for now, is that the language model messes up and it hallucinates, which is not good when most of the jobs that it's trying to replace are data entry jobs. So you're taking this AI and you're training it to take data from court cases, business analysis, like a lot of your companies that'll do data for like stocks, stuff like that. Like, yes, you are saving hundreds of thousands on the front end by firing all those employees, but as soon as you put in the AI, the remaining staff having to figure out what it hallucinated and what it didn't is going to cost you hundreds of millions in lost revenue, because if it hallucinates one wrong thing, it's now on the employees that are left in order to fix that, and these companies are realizing that now. Like, it it has a hard enough time when you put in a Taco Bell order. Like, you roll up to the window and it's just like, I want a Baja Blast and one of those beef what do they call them? It's the one, it's that one with the soft pita around the hard taco. I think it was like I want to say it was the quesarito, but I could be wrong on that one. But anyways, and then it's just like, oh, so you wanted 70 7-inch burritos. I'm like, no. What am I gonna do with all that? Like, what am I gonna do with all that food? You're presuming too much. As long as the remaining employees are more AIs, then no one will complain about figuring out. You see, maybe I do. Maybe I presume a little too much. But unfortunately, one day, you can clip this. One day, AI will make a critical mistake because it will be imprinted somewhere where it really shouldn't have been. Because again, you have this in government jobs, you have this in the military, you have this, and again, this is public. That was a public article that I read. That was a headline from an article that I had read. I I have no knowledge of anything else. Let me be crystal clear, right? But again, you implement that somewhere where it just doesn't belong. It takes one bit of data incorrectly, hallucinates, and bada bing, bada boom, you have a nightmare on your hands. Again, I'm just an IT. I fix I used to fix computers. I don't do anything special anymore. For sure, AI doctor will hit the news for the bad end. I honestly, I don't even know if that's going to be what's the real, if that's going to be the real issue. I wonder, I truly wonder if Cyberpunk was not uh, wasn't just a story. It was, if it was actually just a prediction of the future. Just add glue to the pizza. Just add the fries to the bag. Just put the fries in the bag. Uh, wasn't wasn't Gemini? I think it was Gemini that was who was saying yes, healthy amount of rocks per day is like 1 or 2 or something. And everybody was freaking out about that because it's like, oh yeah, it's dumb. And then the next day, it's just like helping out scientists with research, and it's just like the absolute change in and that sort of thing is insane. Just the astronomical change between just AI being as dumb as a box of rocks, and then all of a sudden it's super intelligent. Honestly, I think I think AI in general is like very intelligent. Like obviously it's gonna make mistakes because it's based off of humans. To be nerdy, rocks have traces of minerals which are indeed essential for the body, so he was 100% wrong. Well, yeah, that's why you have spring water. You just you just take the water, all right? You just take the water and you just flow it through a rock. So that way it gets the minerals out. And that way you have like a iron spring situation, or like what was that? There's a lot of like mineral springs up in like Manitou Springs. It's just off of like Colorado Springs, if anyone's going, where is that? That's about the area where I was born. So not too familiar with the area. Unfortunately, it's seen a bad day. It's been a while since I've been there. Gemini also said there's an average of 2 insects per cup of Tropicana orange juice. That's just. I don't want to think about that, Philip. I really don't. I was having a good day, and then AI was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, there's an average of 2 bugs per per cup of orange juice." And I just that makes me that makes me upset on the inside. Like that makes me upset. Why? Why have First off, why did AI have to curse us with this knowledge? And second off, why? Why? That's something I didn't need to hear. I didn't want to hear it either, but it cursed my ears as I was saying it. Because all I can think of is just, there's not, AI is confidently wrong. We can only hope. We can only hope. We can only hope that that was completely wrong. It's almost like finding a screw in like your Taco Bell order. That's definitely happened before. Or the Burger King foot lettuce incident. I'm sorry, chat. I had to unload with a bit of the cursed stuff today. Mm. But apart from the flaws, AI has some crazy good sides, and it's very fascinating. It is true, yeah, that there's a lot of good that comes out of AI as well. Let me see here. There was something about Fallout, and I wanted to see if I could get like a I was wondering if I could get a little bit of information on that. Let's see here. Fallout reveal. Reveal. There was something there. I saw something about it. Reveal trailer. Okay, so it doesn't look like. Oh, it's the anniversary reveal trailer. Interesting. Number four. Number 14. Burger King foot lettuce. I'm sorry, chat. I know that meme all too well. I can definitely get into character if I need to. You need to elaborate for me, Philly. I have no idea about that incident. It's just a meme. It's just a meme. And we don't talk. We don't talk about that more. Mm-mm. Ah, all right. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Chat number 13. Burger King foot lettuce. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because my voice is kind of shot and I really should have warmed up before I started trying to sing for everybody, but I hope everyone enjoyed that. I want to thank Philip Bash over here. We have Mercury, a first time viewer. Thank you very much for coming by and saying hi. We have Den, who I think checked out a little bit earlier, was doing something in the background, but it was always good to see you. Glenn Taki, thank you for coming by and saying hi. It's a first time viewer. Let's see here. I think that was it. I think. Oh, we also had Titanic come back, so thank you. Let's see, is that everybody? I think that was. So, all right. Well, it's bedtime for me. It's more shoes, but still. It has been a very wonderful stream, and I think we'll do this on a regular basis. I think we'll do this for like every Saturday if everybody wants this. So I want to thank you all for a great stream there, and Titanic, not to forge. I don't exactly know what you mean by that, but anyways,